Welcome back. If you've just watched the previous video, that is part 1 of can versus could, or if you've just watched the short video on can versus could, welcome back. So we're going to start where we left options. How is it that we can give options using can or could? Let's suppose someone asks you, what would you like to do this evening? You could respond by saying, we could go out for dinner or watch a film at home. So you're letting the other person know. If the person is in a mood to go out, we can have dinner out or just chill at home. Similarly, you can give options by using can. I can walk, run or swim to lose the extra weight. So perhaps the person has been asked, how is it that you plan to lose this extra weight? So the person is saying, I can walk, run or swim to lose weight. Now maybe this person does not want to go to gym or play any sports, so this is the best way. These are the options which are available, which you'd like to use in order to lose weight. So I hope this bit is clear. How is it that you can give options to the other person, or if someone asks you, how is it that you can respond to it? Now the best way to make use of this video is to pause in between. For example, if you want to practice giving orders using can or could, you need to make similar sentences. Once you start making your own sentences, it becomes easier for you to understand the language. For example, for suggestions, you can give suggestion to somebody. Maybe you go to a restaurant and you want to give a suggestion, which wine or what is it that the person should have, what is it that you recommend. Similarly, you can also use can and could to take permission or give permission or ask questions or express ability, like we've already discussed in the previous video. Now moving on, let's now come to the differences between can and could. Now both can and could can be used for present tense. However, for past tense we can only use could. Let's take a look at this example here. This is a new device. Can you follow the instructions on the manual? Now, instead of can, if you write could, both would be correct for present tense only. For past tense, however, it changes. Here, this, you can use this or that. It's completely up to you. This was, is becomes was. This was a new device. You could have followed the instructions. Follow becomes followed. Ed has been added. Now this becomes a past tense. The instructions on the manual. Maybe the person did not follow the instructions and maybe the device is not working correctly now. So the person is saying this was a new device. You could have followed the instructions on the manual. Now now can and could or any modal verbs, they are used as it is. They don't change forms. That is the reason here for present tense you can use both can and could. The exception being for past you can only use could. For example, if I add ing to go, it becomes going, which is correct. Or for use, if I add ed, it becomes used, it becomes past tense, right? With can, I can't add ing or ed to change this form. So this is the reason why we can use can and could both for present tense but only could for past tense. I hope this is clear. We'll take a look at few other examples here. He can cook Mexican food. Now this is a present tense. He could have cooked Mexican food to impress the guests. Now can becomes could. We have added have here and cook becomes cooked. Even if I remove, I've just added this extra clause, even if I remove this, it would make perfect sense. It goes into the past. He could have cooked Mexican food. Similarly, for future tense, I can use both can as well as could. He can win the match tomorrow. So tomorrow, that is sometime in future. We're talking about future. Sometimes in the future, he can win the match tomorrow if he works hard. He could win the match tomorrow if he works hard. Both of them are correct. However, if I have to change this into past tense, I'll say he could have won the match yesterday. Now tomorrow becomes yesterday. Can becomes could, or like I said, for future and present tense we can use both can and could. However, for past we can use only and only could. He could have won the match. Now win becomes won. He could have won the match yesterday had he worked hard. So it's an indication the person did not win the match, he has lost the match. Had he worked hard, he may have won the match. Now, if I want to change this into a present tense, he can win the match if he works hard. So I hope you know now how is it that you can use can and could with present tense, past tense, and for future reference. All right, let's move on to formal and informal usage of can and could. Now, when you have a direct relationship with the other person, you're close to the person or the person is your junior, that is the time when you can use can. This example says, can you pass me that napkin? So when you have a very informal relationship with someone or a direct relationship with someone, you can always tell them, can you pass me that napkin? Can you pick that for me? Or anything, whatever it is that you want the other person to do, you can use can. Could is when you have to be more polite. Maybe you're talking to your seniors, your elders, or someone that you don't know. You've just met them for the first time. So you're a little bit formal with them. So in that case, you can use could. Could you pass me that napkin? It makes more sense if you have a formal relationship with the other person. Now, here is the main difference between can and could. It's the degree or the level of certainty. How sure are you? With can, high level of certainty is there. However, with could, the level of surety or certainty is low. For example, I can kick this door to escape. Now, either the person has the authority and is physically fit to kick the door. He is very sure that he can kick the door either because of the authority he has or because of the physical ability that he has. He can kick the door to escape. If the person says, I could kick this door to escape, he is not sure and he may not have the authority, but he could try. So the level of certainty reduces. I could is when you're less sure. When you are very sure of yourself, that is when you use can. Let's take a look at another example here. They can overtake that car. The level of confidence that the speaker has in the ability of these people, this group, they can overtake that car. They could overtake that car. Now the person is not sure. Could be a possibility the person can overtake, or maybe not. So the person is not very sure. When you're not very sure, you use could. When you have to be very formal, you use could. For past tense, you're going to use could. For can, when you're very sure that about the person's ability, authority, or whatever it is that you want to talk about, in that case you use can. Well, I hope this bit is clear, can versus could. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. I would also, it'll be great if you could subscribe. Well, I'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video.